right, we're going to continue with the distributive property. You're going to write this in your math journal. So as we go along, you write this in your math journal. And then when we finish, you are going to complete the page I gave you yesterday. If you were not here yesterday, ask Ms. Kahn for a copy of this. Okay. All right, so we're going to do some examples. The first one is on the paper. 3F plus 3G. We're using the distributive property. Distributive property, we learned yesterday, means to share. And we're going to use groups. And groups are going to have parentheses. So yesterday I told you to look for parentheses. Look for parentheses because that's how we show our groups. Okay, so just imagine 3F plus 3G. Imagine we had 3 farmers and 3 goats. Okay, so imagine I've got 3 farmers. His leg didn't show up. There we go. He didn't get an arm. Okay, maybe he has a hat on. All right, so we got our farmers. Okay, 3 farmers. And then we have 3 goats. They're kind of little stick goats. It's okay. Okay, 3 farmers and 3 goats. All right, we're gonna put the farmers and the goats in groups so that there's the same number of farmers and the same number of goats in each group. And we gotta figure out how many groups we're going to make. Okay, so we've got 3 farmers and 3 goats. So it seems like we could make 3 groups. And in each group, we could have a farmer, let me give his little hat, and a goat. That's one group, 1 farmer, 1 goat. Okay, and then the second group, we can have a farmer and a goat. And in the third group, we can have a farmer and a goat. Our little crazy farmers and goats. So we're kind of going to rearrange this, and we're going to say we have 3 groups. 3 groups. And the groups, we use parentheses. And in those 3 groups, we're going to have 1 farmer. And we don't put the 1. Think about that poster over there. We don't put the 1 because it's invisible. So we have 1 farmer and 1 goat. And that is how you would write that answer using the distributive property. We start off with 3 farmers and 3 goats. And we made 3 groups, and in each of the group, we had a farmer and a goat, a farmer and a goat, a farmer and a goat. So 3 groups of 1 farmer and 1 goat. Let's look at the next one. Okay, we have 6x plus 9y. So 6, let's say that x is some xylophones, and y is some yo-yos. Okay, we want to make groups of xylophones and yo-yos. So we're really, if we break it down, we're looking for the common factor for 6 and 9. What do they have in common? So 6 is 2 times 3, and 9 is 3 times 3. This is kind of all in my brain. Thinking about those multiplication facts in my head. What do they have in common? They have a 3 in common. So I'm going to pull out a 3, and then I'm going to put parentheses. Okay, now think about it. I need you to think about it. If I have 6 xylophones, and I'm going to make 3 baskets, 3, or spread them out between the kids, okay? Have 6 xylophones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are xylophones, by the way. Put the little notes on them. There we go, okay? Have 6 of them. If I'm going to make 3 groups, then that means each group is going to have 2 xylophones, plus, if I have 9 yo-yos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yo-yos, the little string. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I've got 3 groups and 9 yo-yos. I can put 3 yo-yos in each group. And that is the distributive property. Let's do another one. We have 3C and 11C. Now this one's kind of tricky, okay? Because we're looking for the common factor. If we look at the 3 and the 11, let's think about what multiplies to give us 3. 3 times 1. Let's look at what multiplies to give us 11. 11 times 1. That's it. Those are both prime numbers. They do not have any common factors other than 1. So that's not going to work for us because you can't use the 1. Look again. Look closely. What else do they have in common? Hopefully you're seeing that they have this letter C in common. 3 cats and 11 cats. Okay? So if we're going to use the distributive property, we can also pull out the variable if the variable is what they have in common. And it is this time. They have a C in common. So we're going to pull out the C. And if we pull the C out, think about your multiplication facts. This is 3 times C. We pulled out the C, what's left? The 3 is left. Then we've got a plus sign. And we have 11C. If we pull out the C, what's left? 11 is left. And that's the way we're going to put our answer this time. Try another one. 24B plus 8. 24B plus 8. Think about these two numbers. 24, what could be? Something with B. Bees? Being like flying around. Okay, 24 B's plus $8. Okay, so let's look at the 24 and let's look at the 8. What do they have in common? Okay, the greatest common factor. They probably have a lot in common. 24 is 2 times 12, 4 times 6, 3 times 8. Oh, look at that. There's an 8 in common, and this is an 8. That's 8 times 1. So they have an 8 in common, so we're going to factor out the 8. So we're going to bring out the 8, and then write your parentheses. Write your parentheses. Now, we've got 24B. If we factor out the 8, if we divide out the 8, 24 divided by 8, then you're left with 3 and the B. 3 and B. Look at those two numbers. 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, so bring down your plus sign. Now, this is where it gets tricky. If you factor out the B, a lot of you are going to think that the answer is going to be 0. But it's not. If you divide the 8 out of the 8, divide 8 by 8, what are you left with? It's not 0. It is 1. And this time, sometimes we say the 1's invisible, but this time the 1 is not invisible. We are going to write it. So that would make 24 if you put this together. And if you multiply the 8 to the 1, that would make 8. I know that may be a little confusing, but it's going to get better. Okay, one more. No, not one more. We're done with that section. Okay, on your paper, I want you to finish 1 through 17. 1 through 17, we just did some of those together. 1 through 17. And then come back to me, click the next video, and we will do the next section. Okay, after maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll move on.